Welcome. This is a guided meditation that you may use with a handheld labyrinth, and the theme is dynamic balance on the equinox. Take a moment to bring your awareness to your breath and come into your body. Feel your feet on the ground and notice what you see and hear around you. If you're listening to this in the March equinox, welcome to the spring equinox if you're in the northern hemisphere, or the autumnal equinox if you're in the southern hemisphere. If you have your own handheld labyrinth, you may get it out now, or if you need to download one from the link in the video notes, go ahead and do that. At the time of this recording, there's also an app out there that you may use for your labyrinth walk. That link is included in the notes as well. If you've never walked a labyrinth before, no worries. There's no right or wrong way to do this. If you were walking a labyrinth with others, you would just need to be mindful of other people's experiences as well as your own and make space for all. In that spirit, you may choose to follow along with the themes of this meditation today, or you may choose to see where this labyrinth takes you and follow that path. You can start your labyrinth walk at the next invitation by tracing the path with your finger or other instrument. Or you can listen to this whole meditation and then walk your labyrinth. This next invitation is extended to you to release the worries, concerns, task lists, and strivings of the world outside of the labyrinth. And be here and now, to be present, to set down any criticisms or judgments that might come in, and also the need to know anything definitively. You're invited to bring your curiosity, a sense of contemplation or wonder, and a spirit of exploration. Walking a labyrinth is walking through liminal space. This is the space between where you are and where you will be. It's neither here nor there. It's the space that has potential and possibility. It can also be a space where we find confusion, uncertainty, and other feelings that we may not have been making room for in our everyday life. All of this is simply information we may receive about ourselves, the world around us, or even something bigger than ourselves. It's not a prediction or a premonition. This information often shows up as metaphor or a symbolic way of understanding. It could even show up in the labyrinth space or after a labyrinth walk, hours or days later. As you finish your labyrinth walk and you return to your everyday life, you may choose to take that information with you or leave it in the labyrinth. Some people find that the information from the labyrinth gets remembered or reintegrated into their life, whether or not they do anything with it. Now, let's shift into the theme of dynamic balance. Often when we think of balance, we think of striving for balance or achieving balance, as if it's a destination that once we get there we won't need to leave. But rarely, if ever, is that the nature of balance. What might it be like to explore a concept of balance happening all the time? Noticing patterns of shifting in and out of states of balance and unbalance as a natural way of being. When we allow the nature of dynamic balance to be present, we might notice a striving or a goal-oriented way of relating to it. The equinox reminds us that balance happens without striving, well, at least twice a year, and maybe in your own life this happens as well. Big changes are often made up of smaller changes. Unbalance can happen all of a sudden or over a longer period of time. Often, by the time we realize something is out of balance, we can start to see a pattern of other things being out of balance as well. It's at that time that we can invite curiosity to explore. What parts are in balance and which are out of balance? What needs adjusting and what will adjust on its own? What is ours to find balance and what is not ours? Sometimes we find that it's helpful to shed or put something down in order to engage in the act of finding balance. The nature of the labyrinth reminds us that working with a dynamic balance is not a linear path. It's full of twists and turns, and we can feel lost along the way. And maybe only when we get to a still point and look around can we see where we've been or get a bigger picture of what's really going on. You can choose your pace, and you can choose to stop and just be. You can choose to invite others with you, or do this alone with the labyrinth as your companion. Exploring dynamic balance can be a practice to come back to over and over again. Just like the labyrinth, no two labyrinth walks will ever be the same. It may even be a new ritual you can choose to visit twice a year along with the equinoxes. As you go back into your daily life, I'll leave you with a poem by Rainer Maria Rilke, translated by Joanna Macy. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. I may not complete this last one, but I give myself to it. I circle around God, around the primordial tower. I've been circling for thousands of years, and I still don't know. Am I a falcon? A storm? Or a great song?